Hey traders, welcome back to another daily profit and loss recap video. Today is Monday, October 2nd. I just finished up trading for the day and I locked in $932 in profits. I had 2 trades in the stock BNOX and 1 trade in the stock ICU. And in this video, we're going to talk about my entry points, my exit points, as well as my thought process behind these trades so that hopefully you can take something from my trading and apply it to your own. So let's get right into it. Today with BNOX, we were seeing that this was gapping up slightly in pre-market. This was also a big mover last week on Thursday specifically. It had a massive gap up. So because this was gapping up again today this morning, I knew that there was a good chance this was going to start to push back up towards those recent highs. And we can see right at the market open, we get a little bit of a morning pullback, dips underneath $3 per share, but we can see there is a very long lower wick here on this candle and it comes straight back up. That tells you that there are dip buyers underneath 3. There's a lot of demand in that area, and that was a really bullish setup right off the bat from the market open in this stock. Now, if we take a look at the market master group, BNOX was posted with an opening range breakout level of $3.17. So if we were to draw that here on the chart, that's going to be the high of this first candle, and that is going to give us again our opening range breakout level. That's going to be the line that we want to see the price break through in order to take this gap and go trade. So we can see it does start to push through that level. I take a starter position in this stock in the low 320s. At the same time, I posted would be looking for the $3.50 area next from there. And really just a few minutes later, we can see it pushes up towards that $3.50 area. It actually hits $3.50 on the dot. And then we see that there is quite a bit of selling happening at 350, but I locked in my profits very quickly into that area, took a small gain on that first trade. However, the second trade here is what's really interesting in my opinion, because usually I would not have gotten back into this stock after this rejection here and this double top that happened right at about $3.60. But we can see it pulls back, forms a higher low above this previous low, starts to reclaim VWAP. And like I mentioned, that $3.50 area was key. There was a lot of sellers into that first move up. So once it started to reclaim 350 here, that to me was a bullish sign that this was going to rip through this $3.60 high. So I quickly added back into this trade. It took 2,000 more shares into this breakout, and it moved a little bit in my favor right off the bat, but starts to pull back to VWAP. We get a pullback underneath the VWAP actually, and my risk level was down here underneath this previous low. So it did not quite get down to that risk level, which of course is why I continue to hold on to these shares during this pullback. But then it spikes back up, retests that high, and I lock in my profits up here in the high 370s, just in case there ended up being a double top like we had previously and it started to reject back down. So with those 2 trades, I locked in $876 in profits. As we can see, it did continue to trend higher and higher throughout the morning. Hit a high of $4.49, so I definitely left some profits on the table with this trade, but that being said, all in all, it was a solid opportunity this morning, and I locked in some solid profits with it. The other trade that I took this morning was with the stock ICU. ICU was a stock that gapped up last Friday. If we take a look down here at the daily chart, there was not much follow through from that gap up. However, in the extended hours session, once again, this started to gap back up today on Monday. And in my experience, whenever there are 2 days back to back where the stock is gapping up significantly, the odds of it fading lower throughout the day, 2 days in a row, are pretty rare. So I was expecting this second gap up to be the one that had a solid breakout and to be the one where it was starting to run up to new highs. That was kind of my thought process behind this trade. I took a starter position at the market open in the low 30s, and I was just looking for a move back up towards 40 cents. It hit a high this morning in the pre-market session of about 42 cents, so I wanted to see it retest that area. However, there was quite a bit of weakness pretty much immediately once I got into this trade, and that was the reason behind me not adding more shares into this trade. I had a total of 2,500 shares in this trade, which was only an investment of about $770. And it ended up working out pretty nicely. Didn't quite get up to 40 cents per share, but it spikes up to nearly 38 cents per share. And again, since I was looking for that 40-cent area, and because I only had a very small position in this stock, I decided to hold on to this for a little bit, let it pull back, and was hoping to see it move back up and make new highs. However, once it started to break back down underneath VWAP, that to me was a sign that this was simply not going to pick up any serious momentum for the day. So I sold right around 33 cents per share, and my profit on that trade only ended up being $55. That brought my overall profits to the day though up to $932. So aside from those two trades, the other stock that I was watching this morning for a potential trade was the stock FEMY. This was a big mover last week, and I was looking for a short opportunity based on the Market Master Group trade plans. And if we take a look here at the chart for FEMY, we can see that this ended up being a really solid opportunity to short sell this morning. I posted that this was looking favorable for an opportunity to short right around $4.20. And the reason for that is because if we take a look at the 5-minute chart, we can see we get this big rejection candle here up at $4.75, come straight back down and was starting to set up for new lows. I knew that if you were short selling at that point in time, you would be risking off of the high of day. So your risk would be right at about 50 cents per share. And so far it's already faded almost $1 per share to the downside. So that would have been a very good short opportunity from that price. But the important lesson here that I want to emphasize is that if we take a look at the daily chart for FEMY, this obviously has had a ton of momentum to the upside lately. And the key here when you're short selling these types of stocks is to wait for them to show some kind of significant bearish reversal signal before you're short selling them. So obviously everybody would love to be shorting up here at $4.70 and then capture the entirety of this move to the downside. But when you're trying to do that and when you try to nail the exact top of a move, a lot of times what's going to happen is you're going to be shorting into this area here in the 250s maybe, and then it spikes up to 3, or you might be shorting here at 3 and then it spikes up to 360, and so on and so forth. So instead, what you want to do is wait for that bearish reversal to actually form, wait for that rejection candle, and then look to short sell using that high then as your risk area. So although I didn't take this trade today, this was a really solid opportunity and it was posted in the Market Master group. So I just wanted to briefly recap my thought process behind having a short bias with FEMY today. Anyway, with all of that being said, those were my trades for the day. I ended up again with $932 in profits. Hopefully you found some value in this video, and if you did, please make sure to give it a like and subscribe to the channel. And of course, if you want to hear about these stocks that I'm trading in real time, as well as work with our team of traders, get access to our day trade and swing trade alerts, our detailed trade plans, our live custom scanner streams, and so on and so forth, all of that can be found in the Market Master group. There's going to be a link down below in the description for you to get signed up. But anyway, thank you again for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and good luck with your trading.